Okay, so what I did is this is the next roll after um, the roll that I had. And what I did is I didn't put up on the 11 and I didn't put up on the 12. Normally I do 5 here and 2 on the 12. So in this case, instead of betting 27, it's betting 22, and you're not putting the money behind the pass line here. The roll that just came out was a 7, wherever the dice are. So what is what to my hater and anyone else that doubts what I do and why I do what I do, what are the most dangerous points on the board? And what am I guess my question and my statement that I want to put out are, what am I protecting against more than anything else right now? I'm protecting, I would tell you right now, I'm protecting against the 7, the 11, and the 12. What, and if you want to, how many ways can you roll a 12? How many ways can you roll 11? And how many ways can you roll a 7? Those three together, and then, the 12 is another number I'm protecting against. If the 12, because I got $50 up here on the 12. So playing 32-1, and he wants to get into the 5 for 1 and this other crap that he wants to talk about. Well, fine. What I'm protecting against at this point, and this is absolutely the next roll after the one I lost the $50 on. So
New shooter.
So what happened there is now I just won 90 or 607. The 50 comes off. I win 4-1, so I get $5 for every one that I get in there. And I was putting 15 up there. So 15 times 4 is 60. So I get my money back, my 15 back, plus another 45 is what it ends up being. So 4-1 is I don't even know why I'm bothering even trying to explain my way to other people. So 5 times 4 is 20. 20 times 3 is 60. So I had 50 out. I put 15 to hedge up against. I mean, and if you don't like the throwaway 11 and the 12, by all means, don't do that either. So in other words, you can cut your bet down to a 15, just like I showed there. So you can not put it up on the 11, not put it up on the 12, and you can go 3 units if we're on a $5 table and go. But what you're hedging against is you're hedging against the 7 being rolled, the 11 being rolled, the 12 being rolled. All those numbers can hurt you. And more times than not, that's that second roll. They hit their point, and you're on a cold table, and the next roll, you know what's coming. 7, 11, 12. Those are the numbers that are going to hurt. If you got a 12, then you're going to get 60-1, and it's going to cover your bet out there. So you're going to get 60 back, and you're going to lose your 50. You're going to net 10. If you are betting 5 on the 15-1, well, you get 75 back against your 50. Now you can go with 10 units there if you want to. So, 5 by 15, excuse me. So 15 times 5 is 75. It still works out to be the same. I know what I get back. 5 times 15, yeah, 75. So if you want to go with 4 units, so if you want to put 4 ones out there, that's 4 times 15. It was that 4 by 15 is 60. So you can pay with 4 if you want to. I just put the other dollar out there because the Yo 11 is hit more times than the 12. Therefore, me putting $2 up here on the 12, 5 on the 15, and 3 units up here on the 7, that is a better way of approaching it. So now, we just came off this number again. And what I like to do is the hedge. It's just, it blows my mind when people can't understand how someone would hedge their way onto the table, because the dude's a dealer. So if you're a dealer and then he says he plays, well, what I would say, he's a player that loses and he deals and watch other people win, like me. So this is my first way of coming on the table. I'm new to the table. I'm not saying it's hot. I'm not saying I've got all the numbers covered, but there's a way to approach the table when you're first getting it, because you're at risk the most on that second roll, not the first roll, because the first roll you can actually, if you wanted to go after the 7, you could go up here and put, like I showed on another one, and he obviously called me on that too. So what you are, if you wanted to go at it, the first thing, and what am I doing here on this? Well, I should have put, let me make sure I put the right amount up, because I screwed up on that too. I want to put 1, 2, 1 there, 2 here, 2 here. So 2, 4, 5, 6, and then I got 4. So yeah, I have 10 on the table. So I should have 4 on the 7, and then I'm playing all this. So what numbers am I protecting against? And the reason that I put the 10 up here to start with is that I know that I lose on the 7, the 11, I lose on the 3, the 2, and the 12. All 3 of them. That's 5 numbers. And if you would count out all the numbers, combinations that can come across, the only ones are the point numbers, right? So the point numbers, I mean, if you really want to get exotic on it, then by all means, you can do whatever you want. But what I'm throwing out here is the throwaway bets, the $10 throwaway bet here. And what I'm protecting myself against are all the numbers that can hurt me. The 2, the 3, the 7, the 11, the 12. That's 5 of the possible numbers that can hurt me right at the beginning of the roll. What I really want on this is the point, right? I want them to roll a 4, a 5, a 6, an 8, a 9, or a 10. I want that, but I'm willing to risk $10 to get myself onto the table, or I don't have to risk anything. I can just put the 5, and in this case, if I don't want to risk any of this, then if I remember how to do this, I think it's Control, get rid of it that way, right? So if I don't want to risk any of my money, well, what am I at risk on the very first roll right here? I am at risk against what? I just told you. I'm at risk. The first roll coming out, I will lose $5 on one side of this bet. I push on everything except a 12. So if you really want to be extremely conservative on your first, and I mentioned this, I believe, in another video that I put together, is right here. Just put $1 on the 12. You've got your 5 covered, and then you can play your proposition bets here in the middle. So this right here covers against all possible scenarios of losing $5.
9.
So what happened there? We lose $1. Now we have our DC bet. So my DC bet, since this is the biggest bet I'm putting on the table to start with, this is why that I wanted a hedge against this bet, because I don't want to lose $50 on my second roll. I don't want that to happen. And I've seen it happen way too many times in my lifetime. So how do I protect against this? I didn't just make this up. I sat around and I decided, and I played roll after roll after roll after roll after, oh my God, will you please stop rolling? And I just kept doing it until I found something that works for me. So this is a conservative way. Now I put 10 up on the roll before. Now I've got 22 up. What am I protecting myself against right now? That's the question. All right, right now, point hits with 9. Right now I got 50 up here. So a 12 rolls, I've got that covered. 11 rolls, I got that covered. If a 7 rolls, I've got that covered. So I have the 7, the 11, then the 12 covered right now. Because what I know is when on a cold table, this hedging strategy is a cold table strategy. You're just trying to stay alive, to wait for someone that will come in that's rolling hot. And then you don't need the DC bet because you've got all the numbers covered and you've hit a bunch of points. Your fire bets, you've got 3 up here running and the dude's going for 4. The last really good roll that I was in at the Meadows, the guy hit for 4 points and he played for about 35 minutes. I mean, it was amazing. I wish those kind of games last forever, because those are the ones where you walk away with a bunch of Benjamins in your pocket and you say, wow, that was pretty fun. And then I pay for my wife's slot play. And when I lose on those occasions that I lose, you know what happens? My wife wins in the slots. So it kind of washes out. But I'm going there for entertainment. Yes, I want to win. I don't go anywhere. Everything that I do when I walk into the casino, I don't drink when I'm in the casino unless I'm done playing. I'll get my beer at that point. When the waitress comes and asks me what I want, oh, I'd like to have a bottle of water, please. Unopened, so that they can't tank that either. That's how paranoid I can be. But more times than not, I'm coming with a Diet Coke or a Diet Pepsi, and I'm working the complementary areas that are in the casino itself. I mean, they put it there for free, so I use it. I mean, I shouldn't have to explain it myself, but so this is the conservative way. So I got 3 units here, 1 unit here, and I have 2 units here. So I'm pretty much protecting myself against the next roll.
9. Pay the line. Take the don't.
So that kind of hurts, but it doesn't destroy me.
Come out, roll.
Because the 9's up. I lose the bets here. I lose, but I've got my 9 up here. Now I can't protect the 9 against any of the hard ways. Whoops. I got to put my $5. So in actuality, what I'm in right now is still stage 1.
6.
So the point is 6. Now I'm in stage 2. Or actually, no, this is be stage 3. I have 1, 2, I got on 9, and what I'm doing here is come, don't come. This is stage 3 part of the strategy. Why do I protecting against this right now? Again, I'm looking, the first 3 rolls, I'm thinking, here comes the 7. Here comes the 7. Here comes the 7. Here comes the 7. Now, what can I lose? If I really wanted to say, all right, the 12, I can protect against the 12 by putting a dollar chip over here against this 12, this 5 that's being out right now, if I wanted to do that.
10. Hard.
So now I'm up on 3 units, or 3 numbers. I'm up on my 6. I'm playing a $10 table. I'm playing on a $5 table, 10 times odds. So I want 30 behind here. And now I'm at risk because now I'm at my ultimate risk right now because I need points to be hit. I'm going to put 3 units here. Come, don't come. I'm up on the 6. So 6. So the numbers I don't have covered right now are the 4, the 5, and the 8. And I need to win 2 times before I can start covering other numbers.
8.
So now I'm up on the 8, but I can't put money up on the 8 yet because I need to win something.
7. Pay the don't. Take the line.
And this happens more times than you believe it. You have all your numbers covered, and you've got yourself up there.
New shooter. Come out, roll.
So we're at 488. And I don't know what number I was at before I lost the $50 to start with, but I know it's really close to this 588 because I've done it so many different times. It says I won 71. So I don't even know why I'm bothering, but when I get a dealer that's coming at me, I know that I've hit a nerve because most likely he's a pit boss and he doesn't like stuff that a person with a little bit of mathematical ability to figure out that, hey, you can average out your losses against your wins and you can hedge this game on a cold table.
8.
So now I'm up on the 8. And I like to do it this way. So I put my 50 up. I like to put 3 on the 7. I like to go 15, 5 on the 11, and then 2 on the 12. This is my stage 2. This is what I like to do when I'm first on the table and just trying to survive and looking for a roller.
4.
We're up on the 4, which is a good number for them not. So we want to know 4. So we want the 7 to roll before the 4 right now. We're up on our 8. So what we can do is we put 30 behind the 8. Wait a minute. Hold on. Not yet. So kind of upset here. Oh, by the way, I get to go longer than 15 minutes because I'm a contributor on YouTube now. That's how much they must have appreciated some of the content I put up. So notice that I'm beyond the 15 mark now. And that's a lot of the trading stuff that I put together. And I love games of skill and games of chance. And dude, I just bought a course from the Great Courses that the guy's from Carnegie Mellon, and he goes over the mathematics and the games, and it's very fascinating to me to go through it. But when I get a hater telling me how stupid I am, then good for him for wanting to call me out, because I know that I'm right and he's wrong.
6,
Or she. Could be a she dealer. Maybe it's a he, she. I don't know. So now I'm up on the 6. I'm up on the 8. This is actually, believe it or not, my favorite way of seeing this up. So 6. I'm up on the 6. I'm up on the 8, and I got the 4. So I've got all the numbers covered. The 7 hurts right now. What hurts me? Oh, and by the way, I want to put on the hard 4. So 7 to 1 on the 4. So 7 to 1 is 70. That covers 35, and I want 70. So I have to go up by 2. So I'm protecting against the hard 4 right now. And a 4 can only be rolled one of 2 ways, either a 1, 3 or a 2, 2. So you're either going to hit it hard or you're not. I mean, that's kind of, if you really want to get into it, if you don't want to play any of the, you should play hard way 4 and hard way 10. And you don't have to play the hard way 6, hard way 8. But the 4, when you got $50 up here against this and the 4 is rolled, well, if the 2, 2 comes up, you still win. And if the 2, 2 comes up right now, if a hard 4 comes up, I win what was that, 7 to 1, 35 by 5, 70 by 52. So I get 20. I net 20 on that.
10, hard.
Hit the hard 10. Now I'm up on 2 units right now, so I can't put anything up right now. So this is I have to win something is what I'm getting at.
12.
So I could have protected against that 12 by playing down here on the come, but I don't at this point.
10.
That didn't count because I hit the 10. I mean, if I could have, I need to win something right now.
6.
There, I won 1. I need to win again though. So I want to go up same bet. So what I tell the dealer, same bet. And I keep it up here, and I'm not spreading on any other numbers right now. So I'm still up on the 6. I'm still up on the 8, and I'm protecting against a no 4.
7. Pay the don't. Take the line.
I think we were at 588 last time. We hit one number, and let's see how we finish off right here. And I think I'll stop. Maybe we'll roll one more.
New shooter. Come on, roll.
577. So all of that being said, I think we lost $11. We had all that money on the table, and we only lost $11. So, dude, tell me that doesn't make sense. Seriously, hater. I'm only down 11. I only hit one roll that whole time. What was that, the 6? And I'm only down $11 after the new shooter comes through. The dude only hit one time. People.
5.
All right, so let's do this one more time. 50 DC, and I like going 3 on the 7, 5 on the 11, and 2 on the 12.
6, hard.
So we hit the 6 hard. Now, what's the odds of the 6 hard being rolled 2 times in a row? Pretty slim to none, but you still want to protect against it. The 6 plays 9 to 1. So, I mean, if you want to stage onto your 6, then only put 1 unit up there, not 2. That would be an even more conservative way because you're only risking $5 at this point.
7, pay the don't. Take the line.
Oh my. That was roll 3. And I'm not making this stuff up. This is how a table runs. When a table is cold, and this is when you win some money, right?
New shooter.
Now,
Come on,
what did
roll.
we just finish with on that roll? 600. So tell me that that doesn't make sense. Please, by all means, hater, tell me that that doesn't make sense. So yeah, maybe the first time, I guess my point to the other video, when I'm throwing a $27 out on that table to start, I'm trying to look like I'm a high roller. I'm not. But I want to make myself look like that I don't know what I'm doing. And obviously I struck a nerve with the dude because he had to come on and attack me. And I went through to his YouTube channel, and he has no subscribers, and he's been around since 2008, I think, or 7 or whatnot. But so be it. Everybody has their own way of approaching the game. Obviously, I've studied pretty much everything out there that's been put out. The standard pass line bet right here. So this is what I was taught with, and this is nothing wrong with this, but this works best when you are on a hot table. So you put $5 on the pass line.
8.
All right, and then you want to play against this. So you go 2 times odds behind here. You go 1 come bet here, and you go again.
6.
Now you put up 2 units here and 1 come bet here.
4.
2 units here, 1 come bet here.
7. Pay the don't. Take the line.
All right, that happens. That pretty much happens all the time. All the time. Unless you're on a winning table.
New shooter. Come on,
So
roll.
what did I just threw away, and the reason that I put together the hedge strategy to start with was this was what I was taught to start with, and this is what the dealer will tell you to do. Thanks, dealer. Thank you, hater. That this is the best way of playing it. You're risking and da 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 da. You're put that come bet out because the 7 or 11 comes. You're gonna get that bet back plus another, and go ahead and put your odds up on this, that, and the other. And because the sucker's born every day. Yeah, the proposition bets here are the sucker bets, and I understand that. But I forget what we were up before, but we were up around 600 or something, I think. So I just lost $40, and I just followed the typical put it up on the pass line and put and do your odds bets behind it. I walk away down $100 quicker than I can shake a stick at that way. The typical way of that people say how the best way to approach the craps table. They're full of shit. They're absolutely full of BS, and they stink. And don't feel pressured when you're sitting around when the dealer says, do you want to do this and do you want to do that? When you're winning, and don't let any of them pressure you. When you're shooting, tell them as the English say, the bugger off. Tell them to bugger off, and if they have a problem with it, then bring the pit boss over. Escalate it. That's what I would say. Escalate it. If the stick man wants to put a stick up there against a shooter that has a controlled shot, which more times than not, the dudes are super cool on the they're there making their money too, and he would love me because I like the tip too. I didn't even show the tip strategy of how I put the dealers in the game when I'm rolling or when I get a hot roller going. I didn't even show any of that fun stuff. But he's so smart, and that's what gets me about, there's so much misinformation. It's just like in trading. When I do trading, there's so many people that say so many different things, and you have so much misinformation out there. I've lost enough money for my lifetime and another lifetime over the years, but I've made more money on the other end of this because I learned from my mistakes. My experience. If you go to the website or my blog posts, you notice that what I say is true. It's a school of hard knocks. It's SOHK. everything that I've learned, and I mean, I have a degree in college. I have a degree from accounting from Duquesne University, and I did that route. I hated accounting. I don't even like to balance my own checking account. So, but I got my degree and I went that way and I was in the workforce, but I loved trading. I loved the risk side of it. I love the excitement of the craps table. Blackjack is a little bit harder in that sense because you got to think more. Or is it a plus count? Is it a minus count? No, hopefully they're not. No, I can't make it too obvious that I'm doing that. So when I escalate my bet, roulette. The American against the European roulette tables. And then a sit and go thing that I like to do online. God bless people that really are trying out here to help you be the individual and help you make more money than you lose. I mean, that's pretty much been my goal since I've been on YouTube. I've stuck to that point. And, I lose. I don't win every time that I'm in the casino. And but I also explain my bankroll theory behind you too. You don't want to risk, if I have a $900 bankroll, like I explained on the conservative strategy, and you got 300 divided into 300 by 3, so I got 3, 3, and 3, so I have a 900 bankroll, but each session is 300. If I go to 100 and I have to put 200 back into it again, and if I would lose that next 200, then I've lost 400 of my 900. I need to stop. I mean, I'm down. My bankroll is no longer at 900. My bankroll is now at 500. So that is my ouch point. If I go, and it happens, if I lose, $400, on a 900 bankroll. In other words, if I would lose that percent of the account, which 400 by 900. So 44% of the account, and in this case, almost 45%. I only have 55% left, so either I got to replenish the bankrolls, what it ends up being. So I got to put that money back up to it to make the 900. So that 400 that I lost, I have to either work for that money or it's my fun money. Casino to me is the fun time. Trading is the boring part of my life sometimes, where I would used to think of it as my exciting part. But when I would get excited as a trader, that's when I lost most of my money. When I get excited on the craps table, I've got people around me. Like the last time I was at the Meadows Casino outside of Washington, PA, I had this really friendly older gentleman that was next to me. And he said, hey, and I was rolling at the time. And I was so concentrated on my roll that I wasn't paying attention to my bets that I had out on the table. I was putting my bets out. But he said, hey, that's your money out there. I said, oh, thank you so much, sir. And we struck up a conversation. And it was so cool to listen to an older gentleman. And, where does all this experience come from? It's called the School of Hard Knocks. It's experience of talking to other people who's lost money. The worst thing that you can do when you hit the casino floor and you come in, and I watch these guys, they got the green chips and they're, a stack of green chips as far as the eye can see. They're pressing everything. And next thing you know, they're gone. What happened to them? Their green stack is gone. Now, did they hide their green stack? No, they were pressing everything. They're trying to make a ton of money all at one time, and they lost everything they got. They put 5,000 out on the table. They come in with 3. They put another 2. They put another 3. And next thing you know, they're down $5, $6, $7, $8,000 in a matter of. I mean, we're talking 30 minutes to an hour. I've watched guys go through $10,000. It's like, dude, seriously, you got a problem. And I guess that's my point. When I put this conservative strategy out here, what I was trying to say, it's not for everyone, but it works for me. And the reason it works for me is that I've got my highest risk on the table when I have that DC bet, the don't come bet, the $50 bet. And I don't like losing that $50 if I don't have to. So what I've come up with was a solution to help me get onto the table. And so you don't, when the conservative way, I guess we'll show one more hand, since I can go forever in a day on these videos now. So the conservative way of approaching this is not to play in the prop bets until your second bet.
10,
So now we're going DC bet. And excuse me while I get a drink of water. We just got back from a baseball game. My son, my youngest son, he got out of a jam. They brought him in with bases loaded. I'm so proud of him today. And bases loaded, they had one of their better batters up, and he got 2 strikes on him. Threw up a ball to the outside to see if he'd get him to swing. It was just like I was in his head talking to him. I could just, you have that sync up, so it was really cool. 1-2 count, and he throws it right over the middle of the plate. The dude swings and messes. Strike 3, bases loaded, 2 outs. They just brought him in for that 1 out. They get out of the inning and they win the game today. So it was really cool. But, it's experience. Everything that I've ever accomplished in my life and everything that I've ever been able to earn in my life has been through the experience of losing. So when I have this $50 bet on the table right here, the experience of losing that 50 is greater for me. It hurts me. It makes me do things that are even more stupid if I don't cover against it. So, if I got $300 stacked and I just lose, 1/6 of it on one particular, oops, I didn't mean to do that. If I lose I lose 50 is 300. So I lose 1/6 of it right off the bat. I mean, that affects my breathing. This is point 2.
6.
Stage 2. So now we're up on the 6, which isn't the best number to be up against because but our stage 3 right now, we need to be we are up on the 10. We got a no 6. We got 5 here. We're hitting this and protect against the 6. And if you want to stage onto the 6, then put 5 to start with and then put your next 5 after you get up on the next number.
5.
So now we're up on 3. Go up one more unit here. So now what are we protecting against? We're protecting against 3-3 right now. We go come, don't come. And here's where we put up our bets. So we want 3 units on the 10. And we want 4 units up here on the 5. And this is how I approach it.
3.
So that's a push.
9.
Okay, and we don't play this yet because we don't, in the come, don't come right here. I mean, you can not put anything up here, but the thing is that if a 5 rolls right now, I want to be back up on it again.
5.
Like that. That was the first time we hit anything right now. So we still want to go 4 units. We need to hit again.
7. Pay the don't. Take the line.
I'm telling you, I didn't make this up. I just put it together. I was pissed off and I decided that I would put together something quickly. We're at 560, I believe, last time.
New shooter. Come on, roll.
So we end up 573 there.